I'm coming from resting resting place. I'm thinking about values, and I have probably just a bunch of thoughts and questions, and just want to get them out. Don't think I have many answers. I am thinking about school. I'm going to sound stupid with all of this, so just bear with the stupidity if that's what's coming out. Why are we not teaching values at school? That was my initial question. Then I thought, are we? We probably are. How? So are we teaching values at school? How? Is it consistent? I'm also wondering about families and parents and upbringing, like raising a kid. Are you aware of what values? Can't speak. Are you aware of what values you want to teach your child? And how. Because it's one thing to teach your kid if the kid's in a situation about sharing toys and you're like, no, we want to care about other people and how they feel. Like, so teaching through situations. And another thing to live those same values that you're teaching. Really interested in seeing what's what. Like, if people are saying one thing and like really teaching through living, like integrity, something else. I am really wondering if there's a point teaching everything that they teach at school. And genuinely, I don't know, because maybe everything I like, it's hard to know what kind of values I learned through school. I don't know what values I learned, period, in my life. I have to think about that. But I'm talking about. I'm just hearing noises outside. That's why I'm acting weird. I'm like all the information. Like when I sat down in class, all that information. Like, what was the use? How much is that some kind of foundation in me today, and that's why I function the way I am or know the things that I feel like I don't know much, to be honest. I am learning so much now. Like, I really wonder how, like, what would it look like if as a kid, if I was allowed to learn according to my interest and my curiosity. I really wonder who I would have been today if that had happened. I am watching, to no one's surprise at this point, Arturul. He was I don't know. Maybe the person who started the Ottoman Empire or laid the foundation. And in the season I'm watching now, it's the last one, number 5, 4 or 5, and the kids in they're nomadic, so the tribe, the kids are going to the Hodja, the teacher. He's teaching them the Quran, and they are. I think it's so beautiful. It's the same. This year's Ramadan. One of Umar. He was teaching Allah's names, like his 99 names. And this teacher in Ertugrul, he's doing the same. He's teaching one name in each kind of like class. And there's always a story with each name. There's always a story to show, and each name is a value. Like he is the merciful, he is the all-knowing, he's the graceful, he is the one who has justice. And that's something that's been in the first seasons as well. There was a man, he was the blacksmith. He was also the storyteller. And he was teaching also, but not the Quran, but just values through stories. That's it. And I'm thinking about like how different their lives must be, like how different it is when it's so instilled in them, justice, like helping the oppressed, being on the right side, being on the side of the oppressed, being on the side of justice, not being on the side of the tyrant, the oppressor, the unjust. It makes me wonder how many people are living truly anchored in a value. Like me, I'm trying, practicing so hard, to live in truth, to find my truth, to be the same outside as I am on the inside. I don't want the discrepancy of feeling something inside and being different outside. And how that act as in every moment, in every situation, it's I adjust myself according to that. And it's also interesting because like I watched like a short documentary, just an hour, of Genghis Khan. His name was not Genghis Khan when he was a kid. I can't remember his name. But the way they talk about him reminds me of Ertugrul, because they talk about him like he was so powerful, he was so charismatic, he gathered people, he conjured up this force, like people. I don't know, it feels like the same as with Ertugrul. He is so holden to a higher principle. And it's so interesting to see like all the different players or actors that are like fighting each other, and how like the ones who are just in it for their own gain and their own power, and they have so much pride and ego in comparison to Arturo, because it's like they are beholden to themselves, where Arturo is beholden to a cause, to a value, to a principle. Which is, it's that's never ending. That's like you're beholden to that higher cause. So if something is now working out to your favor, readjust and aim again. Readjust, aim again. And it's so attractive to me how I give my life for the cause. I am lucky if I die in the war for the cause. Then I'm a martyr, like Shahada, and I will go to heaven, Jannah. That's an honor, you know? How many people can say that they would die for, they have something that they would die for? Also, the young Genghis Khan. Man, I really wish I remembered his name. He, when he is a kid, his dad, don't remember his name either, because they're not Norwegian names, so it's difficult for me to stick them in my mind. But his dad takes Genghis to a neighboring tribe or family, and they're going to set him up for marriage, and they meet someone on the way, a woman. I think she speaks really highly of her daughter. So they promise, them two, they are promised to each other. They go back. Later in life, like his dad is killed, poisoned. Because although it's a custom to treat your guests with respect, they wanted to poison him instead, so they did. But point is, Genghis comes back and gets to see if the wife is still his or if she's given to someone else. She's still his, so they go back home, and someone wants to weaken Genghis. They take the wife. And I mean, old times, like I don't think it's like this anymore. Like that's kind of like the point, how different it is now, how little fight, or not fight, how little, like, you die with honor. You have like a direction, you have commitments. There are some lines you don't cross. So Genghis conjures up an army of 40,000 soldiers to go get his wife back. like and here are people like, oh, my wife is not good enough, I'm cheating, and now it's a mess and we're divorced. Like, what? Also, something I'm thinking about in like the name of values and integrity, one thing that has been brought into Arturo's monologue in this last season, he keeps repeating, I told you, you cannot take something from me unless it's given by me. You can't take anything from me without me giving it freely. And I'm thinking about I'm thinking about so many things. How, like, you cannot do that. If you do that, I will punish you and I will take it back, because you cannot take anything from me unless I give it to you. That's a line, and he's holding that line, and people are fucking taking from him, and he's taking back. And like, this is also so interesting because at this point, like, the people in the main players who are fighting each other, they're all strong, and some of them are a bit insane. And it's so interesting, like, in previous seasons, like, the man on the top, at the top, he's a disgusting person with no fucking morals, and he's just power hungry. And the people in his circle, like his government, so to speak, like, it's so interesting to see the main character being like, this is my decision, and everyone, like, this is like fucked up, and he shouldn't be allowed to follow through with whatever decision. It's dishonorable, it's unjust, it's wrong. But because he speaks with, like, everyone cowers to him, which it's so interesting to see men cowering to one man instead of putting the foot down and holding him accountable and being like, no, this is not how we do things. Which is what Ertugrul is doing over and over, because he's beholden to these higher principle or values. When someone's out of line, he's like, that's not how we do things. You're not going to get away with that. I'm going to correct that. That's not how it's done. We're going to correct it until it's just. And he does, over and over again. So someone to really, like, hold the line. He is the line. It's so fascinating to me, because this is, like, I'm thinking about me. I'm kind of, like, unpacking this the last few days after the cord cutting with my mom. How I'm adjusting to everyone else all the time. Baseline way of functioning. I'm adjusting to everyone else at all times. And it's so different reversing that back to how it's supposed to be. Great example in Ertugrul. I'm glad I'm watching this series. So reversing it back to, like, my highest desire or commitment and practice to be the line. If I feel the truth and I see the truth, I am not wandering outside that. That is my truth, and I am not leaving it. Which I am so used to having all sorts of things. Like, oh, I perceive this to be the truth. I see the truth. Let's just go with, I actually see the truth. It is the truth. And then they're like, no, that's not how I'm feeling. And I instantly, like, doubt myself, question myself, have beliefs like, I can't decide what's right for someone else. I can't decide I can't know better about other people than they know themselves. Blah, blah, blah. All kinds of things. And that's not exactly holding the line. Holding the line will be I know what I see. I know what's going on. You might not be ready to face it. You might not be ready to see it. That's fine. I can understand why you don't want to see that. I can understand the mechanisms in play for you to not want to admit that. But I know what I'm seeing. And I'm not going to force anything upon you. But if you're not ready, if you're not willing to interact with what's actually going on inside of you, then there's nothing here for me. I'm not dealing with the projection you're putting onto me if you can't be anchored in yourself and really be you. And just being that steady, stable, anchored line. I was about to say you're forcing people to wait. You are, I was about to say you're forcing people to correct themselves and get in touch with their truth. But it's not about forcing because they are free to leave. But if people want to stay in my circle, they have to entrain. And it's not in training to, because this is one of the thoughts I have in my head that, I just want to be right. But it's not about being right, it's about the truth. What is? I want. Just thinking about how to say this. Because you can be whatever you are, and we can work with that. I can work with that, as long as you are what you are. If you're like, well, I can't stand you, and I hate the way you are. Cool, okay. Then thank you for being honest. You don't like me. What do you want to do with that? Do you want to leave, or do you want to tell me what you don't like about me? Just as long as it's real, it's fine. Yeah, where did I start? Started off with all the questions about school. I'm really wondering about people and their values. Are people anchored in something at all? Or kind of like you have an idea and you're kind of like going about as best as you can, but because life is busy and there's not endless amounts of energy or capacity, you can't really anchor in the way that I am trying to anchor in. Because I have made my whole life about this. Because I want an anchored in life. I don't want to just life just passing me by. There's a guy on Instagram, Chris Bale, Christian Bale, I don't know. I think he's German. He has glasses and no hair. He looks tall. He said in one of the latest videos that he's a coach of sorts. He said that he's talking to a woman and he's talking about being open versus being contracted or restricted or closing up. And he said he wanted her to live fully open. That we women feel safer when we close up. But I think closing up is a way to handle something that is not good for us, and it we can't change it, and it doesn't change. He said, and I'm not, yeah, I have thoughts and feelings about it, but he said if something threatens to close you, if something is like imposing on your openness, move away. Remain open and move away. Don't let yourself get hurt. Thinking about that, I wish, I think to live like that, open within myself, you know? Like, I'm going to just have words that trigger me, but juicy, nourished, alive. Juicy is triggering me today. Don't like it. Because it's so tightly associated with exploitation and being used. And extraction. It's disgusting. But I want to be open. I want to be open for myself, you know? I want to be the line for myself. I want to be truthful in truth for myself. Because it feels more delicious to be those things. I love those things. I love those things. I want to be them for me. I want to share one more thing because I just remembered. I had a session therapy yesterday and explored a new part, a suppressed part. Completely, I didn't know I had that one. I have never felt that feeling that I had when I was in that part. It was, I didn't know I had that in me, truly. It was so beautiful. And after that, like coming close to the evening and this morning when I was journaling and my workout, I was feeling like there are so many mechanisms I have, there are so many things I do, there are so many actions I take or choices I make. Because there's some connection with I'm trying to I'm trying to get into a relationship or get this experience or live this kind of life and be the social person, because if I manage that, then I will not be this lonely inside, you know. And today I've had really this feeling of, there are noises outside. I really had this feeling of this loneliness is here to stay, like it's not going anywhere. It doesn't, because it's inside. It doesn't matter what I do on the outside. It doesn't matter who I talk to. Nothing matters. Like it doesn't matter. This feeling lives inside me. It exists as much as anything else. I can't, it exists. I can't take it and make it nothing. And it's first, one thing is it's so interesting to kind of starting to realize how many things I am doing to dampen that feeling or to try to get away from or relieve myself from. And what it feels like when I am, where am I when I'm not trying to do all that. How do I feel? What is my life like? And I had one more thing. How, when I accept that this loneliness, it is inside me and I can't escape. Nothing I do, no matter who I connect with, if I have a partner or have sex with someone or whatever, nothing can change that feeling. And it makes me think, well, then I do not want to interact with people who are bothersome, makes me drained, makes me tired, doesn't give me anything. If it's not actually going to fix that thing, that feeling. If that feeling is here to stay, then I am left with, if I connect with someone, I want it to really be worth it. If I do something, I want it to really be worth it. There's also another subtle change that I'm noticing, and it is, let me see if I can phrase this or get it out. Like I'm so used to, I want someone forever, you know, like that safety in, I have someone and they are here. Which I can say a whole lot about, like, if it's possible to have that guarantee. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know. But let me find the thought again. It's like that loneliness, and maybe in combination with I have myself more and more, it all of a sudden left me in a place of, it's more okay to enjoy something for a while, and it doesn't have to be for life. If it is something that they are all in and I'm all in and we're really there, I feel more okay with that can last for a moment. Although I definitely still want someone who wants me and wants me for a lifetime. Although there is no guarantee, but maybe that is more okay the more I have myself. Because in the end, I do have myself. I don't know if that makes sense. It makes semi-sense to me. Kinda. Sometimes. Oy, what am I going to do with this? Yeah, I think that was it. There's so many amazing things to find inside. If you look, if you want to look, there's so, man, I wish I could give people the experience of being like, I see you and I love you and I'm here for you. I love that.